Satnam Karta Purakha Nirapao Nirvar Akal Murata Ajuni Sapam Guru Prasad Japa Ad Sacha Jugad Sacha Happy Sacha Nanak Hosi Pi Sacha Main nahi Kach ho nahi Kich aahe na mora Asar lajja rakh liho Sadna jan tura Ji main nahi kach ho nahi Kich aahe na mora Asar lajja rakh liho Sadna jan tura Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I hope all of you, wherever you are, you're in Chardikla, in high spirits, and taking care of yourselves and your family and your loved ones. So today we are back with another Sakhi from the Sikh Itihas, and previously we have covered Sakhis, life stories of all these Bhagats in Guru Granth Sahib Ji and those mentioned in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So today, as we completed this Shabad by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj yesterday, I was thinking, who else should we speak about? Of course, there's many Gursikhs, many Bhagats, enlightened beings, Sikhs of the Guru, whose life story we can speak about. And I was thinking of speaking about this Gursikh, this Brahmgyani called Bhai Suthrey Shah. And this person here, as a Bhagat, they have shown us another way of how they became a Bhagat. They have shown us various methods of how they taught us a lesson, how they gave us Sikhya, and how they became close to Guru Sahib, what kind of relationship they have with Guru Sahib as well. And before I go any further, Sangatji, I would like to congratulate everyone on the Janam Dihara of Bhagat Tanna Ji. So we have spoken about Bhagat Tanna Ji before, how they became a Bhagat and how they got the darshan of Maharaj or Vaheguru through their innocence when they did bhakti, when they did puja to a patthar, and how Paramatma Vaheguru Ji gave them their darshan through that stone. And so in that same category, Bhai Suthrey Shah also falls as one of those innocent Gursikh, one of those naive, pola, person who has attained the love of Paramatma, of their Guru, through their innocence and through their, we can say, based on how truthful they are to themselves and to Vaheguru and to their Guru as well. So, Bhai Suthrey Shah Ji, they were a Gursikh from the time of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, and they stayed on until Guru Har Sahib Ji and the other Gurus as well. And it's really interesting because whenever I listen to the Sakhi of Bhai Suthrey Shah, or if I read about them, there's always a smile on my face. Or, if we get together and we speak about Bhai Suthrey Shah, we always end up laughing because that's how their gun is. They're so virtuous, is that when we speak about them or we read about them or we do vichar about their Sakhya, it just makes us laugh and, gives us that good mood. So this Sakhi is really good for children as well, because in this Sakhya and the life story of Bhai Suthrey Shah, they have given us so many good teachings that in the Sikh Panth, in our Itihas, based on what we do on a daily basis, Bhai Suthrey Shah has given us all this good Sikhya. And so let's get into the Sakhi of Bhai Suthrey Shah, how they came into the house of the Guru, and what are these amazing Sakhya of Bhai Suthrey Shah. So this is a time in Amritsar during the time of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, And Guru Sahib, as we know, Miri Piri de Malik, they like to go for hunting, they like to, go for horse riding, and a lot of Gursikhs or their Seviks will go with them. So this time, what has happened is Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they are on their way to Kashmir to meet the Sangat in Kashmir, and they pass by a lot of Pahadi Ilaka, a lot of hilly areas. And as they are going, all these other Gursikhs, they are walking behind Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji's Koda, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji's horse, and they're walking with the Guru. And as they're walking, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they hear this cry of a baby coming from this pile of hay by the roadside in that hilly area going towards Kashmir. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they look to the side, and to their side is standing Pai Bhagtu Ji. Pai Bhagtu Ji is the Langri Singh of the Guru Kar. And they call Pai Bhagtu Ji, kende Pai Bhagtu Ji nu, dekho jaake, what is in that pile of hay? Why is there a sound of a baby's cry? Hana? And Pai Bhagtu Ji, they dig this pile of hay, and they see that underneath that pile of hay is a baby, is a boy, a small child, and he's crying. And Pai Bhagtu Ji picked up the baby and looked at the child, looked at the boy, and said to Guru Maharaj, Guruji, it's a baby, it's a boy, and he's crying so much, looks like he has been abandoned, just been abandoned right after his birth. So Sangaji, even nowadays we have so many cases of people aborting through babies, or even after they give birth, they just throw the babies in the drain, under the, So it's really not humane of people to do that. And so Pai Bhagtu Ji saw this baby, saw this boy in that pile of hay, and he picked him up, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, at that instant, he told Pai Bhagtu Ji, bring the child to me. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji is sitting on a horse, and Pai Bhagtu Ji said, but Guruji, this child is really dirty. Both kutraya, kutra means really dirty, the whole body is filled with dirt, with mud, with the hay, and still has blood stain on it. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji said, no, don't worry about it, give the child to me. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji picked up the child and looked at the baby and examines the child, examines the boy. Why is it that the parents actually threw this child away? Hana? And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at the child, and they realize that there is a black spot on the forehead of Pai Suthrey Shah, and also that Pai Suthrey Shah, as a child, they have already grown their tooth, like their baby tooth. So normally, when a newborn baby, it's very rare for them to have their tooth already grown already. Hana? So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looked at this child, and at that moment, then they told Pai Bhagtu Ji that give me your parna, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji themselves wiped the body of that child, of that boy, cleaned him up and wrapped him with the parna. And now looks at Pai Bhagtu Ji, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji saying, look at him now, Pai Bhagtu Ji, he's not kutra anymore, now he's sutra. Sutra means pure, clean, nirmal. And so then Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji said that we are going to call him Sutra from now. No one's going to call him Kutra, no one's going to call him an orphan, nothing. We are going to call him Sutra. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at Suthrey Shah, looks at Pai Suthrey Ji, the child, and says that this baby has just been abandoned, so I'm pretty sure that his parents are around here in this village as well. Go and look for his parents, find out who his parents are and why they have abandoned this baby. And so Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, instead of going to Kashmir, they just changed their route, and now they're going to the nearby village. They ask the villagers, they ask people that who has just recently given birth or who was pregnant, and they find out that it was the house of Pai Nandusha, where this baby was born, and the wife actually threw this baby away. So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, now they go to the house of Pai Nandusha and ask, B, why did you abandon your child? Why did you throw this baby out there? And then the parents, imagine now Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji is like coming to your house and asking you, why did you do this? Hana? So jere maapyo sige, Pai Nandusha and his wife, they started shivering like, oh my goodness, Guruji is in our house, we must have done something really bad. But they asked forgiveness from Guruji, and they say that when this son was born, we called the Pandit because he had this black spot on his forehead, and he has his baby tooth growing, and it was not normal for a newborn baby. And when that Pandit came, he told us that this person here, this child here, is inauspicious, is bad luck, and because they believe in all kinds of superstitions, superstitions like now, when I was growing up, my daddy used to tell me that, oh, perna halaya kar, evening, so I like to swing my legs, but then my daddy would tell me, don't swing your legs, it's bad luck. And I would ask her, kyon? Then she just said, bas uddai, perna halaya kar. And then some superstitions, like for example, don't cut your nails at night, and all these kind of things, So the pandits, these pandits, they also believed in superstitions, and they said that your child is bad luck and you have to get rid of him. If not, your family will be ruined, this village will be ruined. So darde karke, because of fear, we abandon this baby. And please forgive us, Guruji. Please give it back to us. We will take care of this child. We will love this child. We will love our baby. And at that point, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they're still holding Suthrey Shah, and they're holding them in their arms, and they're looking at this child, and they could see the future of this child, because our Guru Sahib Hana Samratha. So they saw Pai Suthrey Shah, and they looked at the baby, and they said that, no, I'm not going to give him back to you, because he has this potential in him. He's going to grow up, and he's going to be a Brahmgyani, and he's going to change the mindset of people around him. And so I'm going to bring him back to Amritsar, and he's going to be under my care. So then Pai Nandu Shah and his wife, they felt that it was a blessing in disguise as well, that Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji decided to take Pai Suthrey Shah with them to make them their own. And Pai Nandu Shah asked for forgiveness. Guru Sahib forgave them, but also gave them a teaching that however a child is born is a gift of Paramatma, and no one is to abandon their child just because of these superstitions. Paramatma is greater than all these superstitions. So now we come to the time where Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and Pai Suthrey Shah in Amritsar, and everybody is looking that who has Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji brought with them. And they look at this child, with that black mark on his forehead, and then his teeth growing, and everybody, because Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji gave this child protection, no one could say anything to him. And Pai Suthrey Shah Sangat Ji, he grew up to be one of those amazing child, one of those amazing boy to be around with. He became so humorous, he was so funny, his ways were different. He was a Bhagat, he was a Brahmgyani, and Guru Bani says, Bhagta ki char nirali, that the path, the way of a Bhagat, of a Brahmgyani is always different from this world. People will never understand. When Pai Suthrey Shah was about 5 or 6 years old, they had this really interesting habit of going to various shops in Amritsar, and they would eat whatever the shops had, especially mithaiyan. So they would have lots of ladoos, barfis, and their favorite was what, Sangat Ji? Jalebi and garam dudh. So I'm pretty sure that many of you would love this jalebi and garam dudh. I know my husband does. And so this was his favorite dish, and he would go to this particular halwai shop who was owned by Pai Ramesha, and he would go every day to the shop of Pai Ramesha, and he would just ask for warm milk, dudh and jalebi, and he would dip the jalebi in the dudh, and he would eat, he would enjoy, khai jana siga, would continue eating, 5, 10, and Pai Ramesha, because nobody could say anything, because Pai Suthrey Shah was under the care of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, and when someone is under the care of Paramatma of Waheguru, who are we to say anything? We can't say anything. And so Pai Ramesha was continuously giving jalebi, adding more jalebi to the dudh, and Pai Suthrey Shah will keep on eating. And this became a daily routine. So Pai Suthrey Shah would every day go to different shops, and he would eat, but his favorite shop was the shop of Pai Ramesha. So Pai Ramesha would, scratch his head, and then he wants to say something to Suthrey Shah, scold him, because Aatu ki kari jana, every day he would come to my shop and eat, but then he would keep quiet because he's scared of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. So one day, what happened was that Pai Ramesha, he got it. It was the limit. And Pai Ramesha, he told Pai Suthrey Shah off, And at that point, Pai Suthrey Shah was coming, and he was coming with another little boy. So Pai Suthrey Shah is about 5 or 6 years old, and he brought with him a younger child, about 3-4 years old. And he tells Pai Ramesha, he said, Pai Sahib Ji, dodh te jalebi do. And Pai Ramesha looks at Pai Suthrey Shah. He's a bit upset, but he can't say no. So he gives dodh and jalebi while looking at Pai Suthrey Shah, and gives it to the small child. And then Pai Suthrey Shah is looking like, hello, I asked for dodh and jalebi, why did you give it to the small boy? And then at that point, Pai Ramesha, he got a bit upset, and he said, Suthreya, आ तू रोज आई जाना मेरे दुकान ते दूध जलेबी शक्की जाना, who's gonna pay for all this? Are you gonna pay me the money for your dodh and jalebi? And now you've brought another person with you as well, and now I have to give him dodh and jalebi as well? And Pai Suthrey Shah is looking at Pai Ramesha, and he says, whoa, Thero, wait before you accuse me. I asked for dodh and jalebi for myself, but you gave it to this boy. And now you're asking me for hisab kitab, you're asking me to pay for it. जिन्ना ने शक्या जा ओ परूगा जा जिन्ना ने एनु बनाया ओ तेनु हिसाब दोगा. So Pai Suthrey Shah gave the answer to Pai Ramesha. He said, the one who ate this dodh jalebi, he would pay for it, or the one who created him would pay for it. So in that, this was that first lesson Pai Suthrey Shah gave to Pai Ramesha. But Pai Ramesha, the shopkeeper, the halwai, he didn't understand because he was a bit upset. All he was thinking about was his money, Hana. And so Pai Suthrey Shah gave the first lesson, that the one who has eaten the jalebi, dodh jalebi, he would pay for it, or the one who has created this person would pay for it, which means was Paramatma. And Pai Ramesha said, Mainu nahi pata. Aaj to dodh jalebi shakna hai. If you want to continue eating dodh and jalebi, you have to give me, you have to pay me your money. I don't know, I don't care. Hana, I have to run my business as well. And Pai Suthrey Shah laughingly said, Chalo main shakda hi nahi tethu. I would eat from you then. And Pai Suthrey Shah went off from there with the little boy. Some days passed by, and Pai Ramesha, it was still in his mind. Oh, he had his account books, and in his account book he was counting. Basically, he had a lot of loss because Pai Suthrey Shah would have dodh and jalebi, but he wouldn't pay for it. And he said, today I'm going to go to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, and I'm going to ask Guruji to, solve this problem for me. And so Pai Ramesha goes to the darbar of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, and they do benti. They say, Guruji, hey Miri Piri de Malik, hey Sache Pacha, I'm here to do my benti. You listen to the problems of everybody in this town. And now please listen to my plea as well, my problem as well. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji kende, so what is your issue? And he says that your beloved Suthrey Shah, we all know how much you love Suthrey Shah, and you will never hear anything against him. You basically fulfill all his wishes. We know how much you love Suthrey Shah. But now your Suthrey Shah is going around in town and eating from everybody's shop for free. And especially my shop. Because I know my halwai is really delicious. But he has been having this dodh and jalebi, laddu, barfi every day. And now look at my account book. I'm in a loss. So who is going to pay for all of this? Suthrey Shah, I asked Suthrey Shah, and he doesn't want to pay for it. So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they smile. They know that Suthrey Shah, whatever he does, there's always a meaning, there's always a sikhya, a lesson behind it. So now Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji says, call Suthrey Shah and bring him to the darbar. So Pai Suthrey Shah comes to the darbar, and Sangaji, Pai Suthrey Shah has so much of love for Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. Basically, the relationship between Guruji and Pai Suthrey Shah is so deep that no one dares to say anything about each other to either one. So for example, no one would say anything bad about Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji to Pai Suthrey Shah because he cannot get it, he cannot take it. And no one can say anything bad about Pai Suthrey Shah to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji because they cannot hear it. They cannot hear anything against their beloved child. And so Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at Pai Suthrey Shah and says, Suthreya, what is it I'm hearing? I'm hearing a complaint from you that you're eating dodh and jalebi and you have not been paying him. Have I not been feeding you in this darbar? Is the food in this darbar not delicious? Have I not been giving you money? Why aren't you paying this shopkeeper? And Pai Suthrey Shah looks at Guruji and he's smiling. He said, Guruji, Guru Sahib, this person here has come to ask hisab kitab, and I've told him, Jera khan wala o hisab doga, ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਉਹ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇਊਗਾ. Either the one who has eaten will give you your accounts, or the one who has created us will give you your account. So since he didn't get it from me, now he's getting it from you because you are the one who created me. And so Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji says, tell me now, how am I going to solve this problem? And then this is where the interesting part comes. So Bhai Suthrey Shah looks at Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and he says, but Guruji, all I did was to follow your hukam. I've been following your hukam since I've come into understanding, since I've gained understanding of this world. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at Bhai Suthrey Shah and says, Kera hukam anya? Which hukam have you been following of mine? And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at Bhai Suthrey Shah. Bhai Suthrey Shah says, Guruji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿਤੇ ਲੈ ਲੈ ਮੁੱਕਰ ਪਾਏ. You have written in your Bani of Japji Sahib and you say ਕਿਤੇ ਲੈ ਲੈ ਮੁੱਕਰ ਪਾਏ, that there are so many who have been taking, ਲੈ ਲੈ means who have been taking constantly, ਮੁੱਕਰ ਪਾਏ, and who have then ਮੁੱਕਰ ਜਾਣਾ means then say that I have not taken it. है ना? So that's a hukam I'm following. I have taken everything and now मैं मुकर जाना. Now I'm saying that I've not taken it. So I'm just following your bachan. तुसी ता क्या वा भी हुक्म मनो, बाणी पढ़ो ते फिर तुसी practice करो. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji says, आही पंक्ति पढ़ी है या दूजी भी पढ़ी है? Have you read only this pankti or have you continued reading the next pankti as well? And Bhai Suthrey Shah scratches his head and he says, अगली पंक्ति किया. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji laughs and says, केते ले ले मुकर पाए, केते मूर्ख खा ही खाए. आवी पंक्ति पढ़िया कर. And the meaning of this pankti is kete murkha. There are so many murkh, foolish people, khahi khai, who keeps on eating and eating, consuming from Waheguru, and then their thirst never get quenched. Their desire never gets fulfilled. They keep on eating and consuming from Waheguru. And Bhai Suthrey Shah at this point they're thinking about a comeback, how they're gonna tell Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, how they're gonna save themselves from this. And they look at Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they said, oh Guruji, you have so many Sikhs of yours in Amritsar. एक थोड़ा या जरा मैं सिख है तो देखो इन्ने सारे सिख है कि उन्हां नु कह दो आप पंक्ति पढ़ लिया करे. I'm already tired of following your hukam of kete le le mukkar pai. So get somebody else of your Gursikh, of your Sikh, to practice this pankti kete murak khai khai. So I'm not going to do this pankti. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji laughs and said, Nay, Purkha, O Suthrey Shah, you cannot do this. When you're reading Gurbani, you have to read in the whole context of what Paramatma is trying to tell us. And then so at that point now, Bhai Suthrey Shah, then Bhai Ramesh Shah, he cuts in and says, what about my account? Have you all forgotten about me? I know you're having this conversation, but mera bare, what about me? What about my accounts? And so then Bhai Ramesh Shah tells Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, Guruji, he brought a small child the other day and I had to even feed that child dudh and jalebi as well. What about that? And then Bhai Suthrey Shah looks at Bhai Ramesh Shah and says that, now I've realized that तुसी भी इत्थे मंगण आए हैं. जिवें तू कहना भी मैं ते इत्थों मंगदा सी, just as now you're saying that I've been asking for dudh and jalebi from you and not paying you back. You are doing exactly the same thing of coming to the house of the Guru and asking from the Guru. So then Bhai Suthrey Shah says that the one who is greatest in this world is Jira Datta Datta Ek hai Sabko Devanhar, the one that gives to everyone. Hana? Only that Devanhar, only that giver, which is Paramatma, is the greatest. In fact, Bhai Ramesh Shah, you yourself are a beggar like me. How I've been asking for dudh and jalebi from you, you are now becoming a beggar and asking for your accounts, for your money from Paramatma, from Waheguru. So you have become a beggar as well. So me and you are just the same. And Bhai Ramesh Shah is like, he's scratching his head and he's thinking about what is this Bhai Suthrey Shah speaking about. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji is smiling because Bhai Suthrey Shah is trying to give a lesson here. And they say, Datta Datta Ek hai, that the giver, the Datta, the giver is only one. Sabko Devanhar. And he gives to everybody. He gives to everybody and never gets tired of giving. And Bhai Ramesh Shah thinks about this and says that, yeah, I too am a beggar in this world. Even though I'm a shopkeeper, even though I earn my living, even though I have all of this, I was asking you to pay me back because I have been giving you dodh and jalebi, but I forget that the one who has been giving me this occupation, who has been taking care of me, is Paramatma as well. And now I'm back here asking for my money from Paramatma. And then Guru Sahib saying, Japji Sahib, aakhe mange dehe de, daat kare datar, that we ask, we beg for all of this, and Paramatma being the data, being the giver, the compassionate one, he keeps on giving us. But we forget, we come to a state where if sade kol thoda jime paise aa jave, or we have house, or we have cars, we are able to give things to people, we start having that ego in us, that pride in us, that I am the one who's giving it to you. But we forget that Paramatma themselves have put us in this place. And so Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they look at all of this conversation going on, and they smile. Because in this whole scenario, through this whole Sakhi, Pai Suthrey Shah was able to give this Sikhya to Pai Ramesha, that remember, we too ask, we too beg from Paramatma as well. And then Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they became so compassionate, they told Pai Suthrey Shah, they said, "Theek hai, it's good that you're giving this Sikhya as well, but remember to respect people as well." So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji gave this Sikhya to Pai Suthrey Shah and told Pai Ramesha as well that as to baad, from now on, whatever Pai Suthrey Shah eats from your shop, don't ask money for him. Come on a monthly basis and I will give you your money. I will pay you the amount of food that Pai Suthrey Shah has been eating from your shop. And that day, so Pai Ramesha got his money, his account was then back to normal. And then from that day on, he had this good relationship with Pai Suthrey Shah, and whenever Pai Suthrey Shah would come to his shop or bring someone else to his shop, Pai Ramesha would happily give dodh and jalebi to them. So that was that first Sikhya that Pai Suthrey Shah gave to a good Sikh, to another Sikh of the Guru. So time went by, Pai Suthrey Shah, they were growing up, and they were so pyara, they were so beloved to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. And this Sakhi, it was about when Pai Suthrey Shah is now about 13, 14 years old. They are now a young teenager. And Pai Suthrey Shah has this really good behavior, a really good virtue of observing people. So they would always observe a situation, they would always observe people before giving them a lesson. So this is something for us as well. Hana Sangaji, whenever we look at something going on, someone doing bad or someone doing a kukarma, Hana, we tend to jump into conclusion and judge them. But Pai Suthrey Shah tells us that instead of jumping into conclusion and judging, we need to observe and study the whole situation first. So one day, what happened in the Darbar of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, every day there will be daily kirtan, there will be vyakhya, katha, and then there will be gatka as well. So Guru Sahib's Darbar was always busy. And in the morning, it was a routine to always have katha, kirtan, do satsang. So one day, Pai Suthrey Shah enters the Darbar of the Guru, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji are not sitting on a takhat yet. Now this Sakhi Sangaji, sadete bod tok diya. It's so practical even on this day as well, that what we are doing in the Darbar of the Guru. And so Pai Suthrey Shah, they observe. They are standing in the middle of the Darbar, and on their left side, they're seeing that all this Kirtani, Ragi Jatha, they're doing this Shabad, they're doing this amazing Kirtan, they have this amazing voice, and they're also doing Vyakhya of that Shabad. And on this side of the Darbar, they can see all these Sikhs, all these Sanghas sitting down. Most of them were women. So they look at these ladies sitting down, and they observe that these Bibiyan. So Sangaji, please, I want you to reflect as well that are we doing the same thing in our Gurdwaras as well? So these ladies, they are talking to themselves. They are showing off their churiyan, their bangle, their dupatte, their suit, and they are also, talking in the ears of each other and gossiping. Pai Suthrey Shah is looking at all of this, and he is observing that Jeri Sangat Bethiya, they are not listening to the Kirtan, and Jeri Kirtan Kardeya, they are doing Kirtan, they are so, master, and they are enjoying their voice, they are enjoying the Vyakhya, but nobody is listening to them. And they observe, Pai Suthrey Shah is observing the Kirtani, that the Kirtani is so engrossed and he's so proud of his voice, he's so proud of the way he's doing Kirtan, of the way he's doing Vyakhya, and in his mind, because Sangaji, we must understand, we must know that Pai Suthrey Shah is a Brahmgyani. Brahmgyani means one who knows what is in the heart, what is in the mind of us normal people as well. They can read our minds as well. They know what is in our heart, but they will never show. This is one quality of a Brahmgyani. They will never show that they are able to read our minds and they know what's the content of our hearts, which is really scary. And so by Suthrey Shah, they look at these kirtani and they know that these kirtani are doing kirtan because they want money from the Guru. And if they sing kirtan in such amazing voice, they will get more money from the Guru. They will make the Guru happy and they'll become famous. But in the darbar of the Guru, Pai Suthrey Shah is standing in the middle, but there's no connection. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੀਰਤਨੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, the srote and the bhakte. So whenever we are in a darbar, we listen to kirtan, listen to katha, there must be a connection between the speaker, the bhakta and the srota and the listener. And if there's no connection, then dhyan hai nahi, there's no focus, there's no concentration, so the message cannot flow through. We can't get the message of what Guru Sahib is trying to tell us. So Pai Suthrey Shah is looking at all of this and he says, this cannot be done. We have to do something about this. So Pai Suthrey Shah, they go in front where Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji's takhat is. So the kirtaniya are on the left side, the sangats are on the right side. Pai Suthrey Shah stands in front of the kirtani with their back facing the kirtani and their front facing their face facing the takhat of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. And they just stood there. They jere kirtani sige daragi jatha, they stopped their kirtan and they say, oh Sutreya, oh Suthrey Shah, why are you standing in front of us? Move away, you're blocking our view. You're blocking our concentration. We are not able to do kirtan with you standing in front of us. Move away. And then on the other hand, the sangat, the ladies especially, who were doing the charcha, who were gossiping, talking and not listening to kirtan, they stopped and they looked at Pai Suthrey Shah. So everybody's attention now is on Pai Suthrey Shah. And Pai Suthrey Shah is standing there and they said, Saad Sangat Ji, Sat Kartar. So before Fateh, before we had Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, the greetings that a Sikh would say to another Sikh would be Sat Kartar. So this was the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Saad Sangat Ji, Sat Kartar Ji, Sada naam Pai Suthrey Shah, jiਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਰਧਾਲੂ ਸਿੱਖ ਆ. So they're saying that I'm a Sikh of the Guru, Pai Suthrey Shah, as you all know. And today I'm looking at all of us sitting in this darbar, doing this amazing kirtan, doing sangat. But there's only one thing I would like to say to you. And so they fold their hands and they look at the sangat and they say, cursed are those who sing the kirtan and cursed are those who listen to the kirtan. So in Punjabi, it's even nicer to say, Hana, fitte muh jere kirtan sunonde, te fitte muh onna de jere kirtan sunonde. So I'll say this again, fitte muh jere kirtan sunonde, te onna de dur fitte muh jere kirtan sunde. And so by this time, everybody, the whole darbar of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji is in chaos. And Pai Suthrey Shah, after they say this, they ran away from the darbar. They ran out of the darbar and they just keep on running. They just went out of Amritsar Shahar. And the Kirtani, the Ragi Jatha and Guru Sahib's darbar and the Sangat, they are arguing. They are not happy. They are calling out for Suthrey Shah's name. Kithe ya Suthrey Shah? Aa tu ki kehta? Why did you give us this fitte muh? Why did you curse us? We are the Sikh of the Guru. We are in the darbar of the Guru. And everybody is trying to find Pai Suthrey Shah. By this time, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji enters the darbar and they're seeing that the whole darbar is in chaos. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji puchde ne, "Aa ki ho gaya? Why is the darbar in chaos? Kyun tusi inna rola pai janne ya?" And the Kirtani, they come to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and they say, "Guruji, your beloved Sikh, your pyara Pai Suthrey Shah, whom we can't say anything to, ajo onna ne inni mari gal karti, they have said something bad in your darbar." Ki kehta Pai Suthrey Shah ne? What has Pai Suthrey Shah said to you? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਲਾਣਤਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਲਾਣਤਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ. He cursed us, the Ragi Jatha, and he cursed the Sangat as well. And then Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they know that there's always something, a reason behind why Pai Suthrey Shah would do something. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji asked for every detail of the whole incident. So of course, when the Ragi Jatha or the Sangats are going to tell the whole incident, they will say their side of the story. ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਸੁਥਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਐਵੇਂ ਬਚਾ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲਾਣਤਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਆ. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji said, ਚਲੋ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ, he told the sevak, he told his guards that जिथे भी सुथरे शाह हैगा उन्होंने लब के लिया दरबार विच. But by Suthrey Shah, they ran off from Amritsar and they went to another town. And Pai Suthrey Shah was nowhere to be found. They tried finding him for 1 day, for 2 days, he was nowhere to be found. Now, 10 mahine ho gaye. 3 months passed by and Pai Suthrey Shah did not come to the darbar of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. But by this time, Pai Suthrey Shah, they miss their Guru. They miss having darshan of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji daily. And so they decided to go back to the darbar of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. So on this day, as per routine, Kirtan was going on, Sangat was sitting down, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji were on the takhat. And Pai Suthrey Shah walks into the darbar, and everybody's eyes are on Pai Suthrey Shah. So imagine Sangat Ji, if we know someone who's cunning and walks into the darbar, we automatically look at that person. And all that things that this person has done, it will start running into our mind. We start judging. And so the Sangat and the Ragi Jatha pave Kirtan karda vi siga, the hands were on the musical instrument, but his eyes was on Pai Suthrey Shah, and in his mind was what? Oh, today is the right time. I'm going to tell Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji to punish Pai Suthrey Shah once I'm done with this Kirtan. And the Sangat are thinking, once this Kirtan is done, we're going to complain to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji so he could then punish Pai Suthrey Shah. So all these people's minds are everywhere, but Pai Suthrey Shah and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they look at each other with so much pyar, and there's nothing disturbing them. It's just that loving gaze that they have for each other. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji smiles when they look at Pai Suthrey Shah entering the darbar, and Pai Suthrey Shah touches the feet of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and says that, it has been so long, Cherpayo darshan dekhe, there have been so long that I've had your darshan and I couldn't take it anymore. I have to have your darshan, and now I'm back. And so by that time, the Kirtan samapti hogi Kirtan di, and the Ragi Jatha immediately stood up and he said to Guru Sahib, Guruji, hona Suthrey Shah aa gaya, hona enanu dand dovo, punish him, enanu tankha do. And Pai Suthrey Shah kende, kyon tankha dove sanu e? Why are you trying to get Guru Sahib to punish me? What did I do? Asi kitta kiya? And the Ragi Jatha says, tanu yada 3 mahine pehla tu darbar vich aake sanu lanata dittiyan, that you cursed us, the Ragi Jatha, and you cursed the Sangat as well. And some people from the Sangat, ha sanu yada and sanu lanata dittiyan siga, te hon enu dand dovo. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji is looking all of this, and Pai Suthrey Shah kende, theek ya, I will accept all the punishment from the Sangat and from the Guru, but listen to me first. Pehla meri gal suno. Now Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they look at Pai Suthrey Shah, and Pai Suthrey Shah, they look at Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and they say, Guruji, mainu dand dein to pehla, before you punish me, pehla enna nu pucho, Ragi Jatha nu pucho, te Sangata nu pucho, 3 mahine pehla jadon main enna nu lanata dittiyan si, what Shabad was being sung on that day. 3 months ago, when I cursed them, the Sangat and the Ragi Jatha asked them what Shabad was being sung on that day, and what Vyakhya was the Ragi Jatha doing. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at the Ragi Jatha, kehne, dasso bhai, kehra Shabad tusi gaunde si? And the Ragi Jatha go like, Guruji, 3 mahine pehla di gall hona sanu ki yaad hoga, kehra Shabad asi gaunde si? It was 3 months ago, how can we remember what Shabad we sang? Te fir Guru Sahib Sangata wal dekh ke puchde, tusi dasso which Shabad was the Ragi Jatha singing? And Sangat kende, Guru Sahib 3 mahine di gall ho gi a, sanu kehra yaad a, kehra Shabad Ragi Jatha ne gayan kitta si us din? We don't remember what Shabad was sung. And Pai Suthrey Shah kende, dekho Guru Sahib 3 mahine di gall a, enna nu aa nahi yaad bi kehra Shabad gayan kitta, kehri vyakhya kitti a, par eh ta yaad a bi asi ki kya si us din. They don't remember what Shabad was sung, what vyakhya was done, but they remember exactly the words I say to them. Ta fir eh ta sade hi Sikh ho gaye. So this means that they are my Sikh because they remember what I say. They're not your Sikh, Guruji, because they don't remember what you said. And at that point, everybody became silent. The Ragi Jatha, they were so ashamed of themselves. The Sangat was so ashamed of themselves. And Pai Suthrey Shah said, Ragi Jatha ta apne mas vich kirtan karda siga, par I nahi janda. He didn't understand what he was singing. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਲਝਿਆ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ. They don't even know what the Ragi Jatha was saying. This is why I gave them a lesson like this. This is why I cursed them, Sangat Ji. This is why I said Lanata to them, so that we could teach them a lesson, Guruji. Bhai Suthrey Shah told to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji looks at all the Sangat, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji said this, Rahat avar, kach avar kamawat, man nahi preet, mukho gand lawat. This is a bachan of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. And Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬਚਨਾ ਮਾਰਤ ਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਬਚਨਾ ਰਹਿਤ ਅਵਰ, that the ਰਹਿਤ is something else, kach avar kamavat, but all of you are doing something else. You're not following the ਰਹਿਤ of the guru. You're doing completely the opposite. Man nahi preet, you do not have love for the guru or for the bani. Man nahi preet mukho gand lavat, and from your mouth you're saying all of these things to praise your own self. You're saying all of these things to make yourself great, to make yourself sound like you're great and sound like you are following the rehat of the guru, but actually you're doing something else. And so the Sangat at this point, they became so ashamed of what they have done, and they asked forgiveness from the guru. And they asked forgiveness from Bhai Suthrey Shah as well for accusing them for being so upset with Bhai Suthrey Shah. But Bhai Suthrey Shah ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਥੋਂ ਨਾ ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗੋ, ਮੈਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ. I'm just a Sikh of the guru, and all we want to do is connect to the guru, not to ourselves, not to our voice, not to our kapde, but to the guru. The reason why we are doing Sangat is so that the Guru Shabad we can, enshrine in our heart. We understand what Guru Sahib is trying to say. And so from that day onwards, the Sangat and the Ragi Jatha, they were so careful of their state of mind. They were so focused whenever they were doing kirtan, and the Sangat, whenever they would listen to kirtan or katha, they would make sure that they are focused as well. And so this was the second lesson Bhai Suthrey Shah gave to all of us. And it's even practical now, Sangat Ji. Think about it. We still do it in the darbar. Whenever we go to the Gurdwara, we observe that ladies will be talking, piche beke, especially nobody wants to sit in front of the darbar. People would rather sit at the back of the darbar, because why? You can talk, and then you won't be disturbing the kirtan, but you can talk at the same time. But we forget we are in the darbar of the guru. And if we believe that Guru Samrath Hazar Nazar Takhat Bethe, we would not have that I would say that we would not even try to belittle the darbar of the guru. We would not try to go against the hukam of the guru. Even Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they put this in their Tankhanama. Bhai Nandlal Ji, a poet, the Darbari Kavi of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they write in their Tankhanama, they say, Har jas sunte baat chalave. Har jas, this is Tankhanama, means in which that if one does a mistake, what was the tankha, was a punishment going to be given to that Sikh of the Guru. Har jas sunte. That while listening to the har jas, while listening to the kirtan, to the bani of the Guru, to katha, har jas sunte, baat chalave, and one talks or starts his own conversation while listening to katha and kirtan in the darbar of the Guru, kahe Gobind Singh, woho jampur jave. Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, woho, that person, jampur jave, will definitely go to hell. Because why? We are not respecting the Shabad of the Guru. We are not respecting Guru Granth Sahib Ji. We are not respecting the Darbar of the Guru. And we are doing our own thing. And this was a lesson Bhai Suthrey Shah gave us. These are interesting ways Bhai Suthrey Shah is giving us a Sikhya, teaching us a lesson on how we can become better Sikhs of the Guru. And not many people understand the way of Bhai Suthrey Shah, but it doesn't matter. What matters is Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, their Guru, their Vaheguru, their master, have faith in them and loves them. So that's what matters to Bhai Suthrey Shah. So today we spoke about two Sakhi. We did two Sakhya of Bhai Suthrey Shah. The first was how they gave this lesson to that shopkeeper Bhai Ramesha about who is the true giver, who is the data of this world. And the second Sakhi is how we should be a Sikh of the Guru when we are in the darbar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and what lesson that Bhai Suthrey Shah gave to everyone. So tomorrow we are going to continue the Sakhi of Bhai Suthrey Shah, and this time is between the Pandit and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and Pai Suthrey doing Chor Seva Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and how they make faces to this Pandit. So it's another funny story, but a great lesson behind it as well. So please forgive me for any mistakes I've made today. I hope you enjoyed the Sakhi just as well as I did. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.